Greetings, Twilight Struggle fans, and welcome back to the ITSL playoffs here on Action Round Zero. Justin Abramson, New York Grand Slam champion J.R. Jones with you once again. And today we'll have a thrilling conclusion to Jarek and Katya's series, Game 2, and if necessary, a winner-take-all Game 3. If you tuned in yesterday, you saw a good one. You'll know that Jarek won that one via Turn 10 War Games. So Katya will be fighting to square this series here in Game 2 and avoid that early trip to Cancun. So let's get right into this one. Still watching from Jarek's side. The players have switched sides. He'll be the USSR for this one. So let's look at this opening hand. JR, any thoughts?
Not a whole lot of ops is a little sad, but Vietnam Asia is something you do love to see in your hand as the USSR. So I would not be thrilled, but I am happy that I'm going to score 5 points out of Asia. So
yeah, unless we see a defector, this is a nice easy 5 for Jarek. But this is definitely the type of hand. See, it's a little bit annoying. This is not a strong hand, so it's not the type of hand you would want to fight for Asia. You just want to get Vietnam in there, score your 5. But it's also a great hand with which to use your Vietnam bonus. Especially now.
Jeez. Yeah, now absolutely. You're scoring that AR1. Like, yeah, you 100% had to do that.
So yeah, this is a handful of one-ops, and Jarek is gonna want to spread around in Southeast Asia. But how much can you do that with Asia scored? You just don't. Boy, these so many one-ops.
Yeah, so many one-ops. I mean, De Gaulle, you kind of probably wanted to be your hold card, but you might even just end up eventing it now, just because. What else are you doing with your crappy ops here?
Yeah. Okay. So Katya. Oh, wow. Jarek just triggers the war and leaves Thailand open.
Very surprised at that. Yeah, I thought he was reaching for that to fill Thailand, which would have made sense to me. But
it would not have made sense because that needed to be independent reds. But still, I also would absolutely have put my free Warsaw, my 5th Warsaw in Austria so that Indy Reds does nothing. Okay, and Katya spaces right away. Oh! Okay.
Oh!
Okay. So Katya, I thought Katya would go into Thailand and just say, here, I'm going to put 3 in there. You swing away while you're purged, even with Vietnam.
And there's the rare, you're sad to see Vietnam get emptied out. Normally, you see, okay, feeling good about that. But, wow. I really think that both players should have gone into into Thailand there and just said, do something about it.
Yeah, I would have put a 2-op into Thailand and said, Katya, if you want to spend a 4-op cooing Thailand, you have to roll the dice. It's a scored region. That's 4 ops. You're not spending elsewhere. And then if I were Katya, I would have said the same thing. Let me put 3 into Thailand. That's going to be my only chance to get it, maybe this entire game. Even with Vietnam, make him coup there. I don't know. But I agree with you. De Gaulle's got to be your hold. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, he's purged. So, I mean, even if he, like, if you make him spend the China card in that way, like, I'm pretty happy with it. I'd be A-okay with that.
Okay, well, good for Jarek, showing some discipline here, and he's going to be able to hold De Gaulle. Oh, and a big roll for Katya. That's annoying to get Nasser cooed out like that. Oh, and even more annoying to roll a 1.
Yeah, so Katya going to be looking in some good shape here. She can get Europe Dom. She can get a very strong position into the Middle East. She could get into PAC if she wanted to. Like, looking okay, just 1-op though, so she can't do a lot of.
Second in Egypt wasn't that important though with Nasser gone, was it?
No, but I mean, that was a pretty decent chance that was going to be his coup target next turn, I suppose. So just getting a little bit more protection.
I mean, I would still coup Iran though, right? I'd much rather coup Iran and lock Katya out of Western Asia, even with her in Iraq. Okay, this is a no-brainer De Gaulle, right? Unless you know defectors is coming, you gotta make Katya have it, and she either does not.
Now we just.
Yep. No question about it.
And that's why you hold De Gaulle.
Yep. So good play by Jarek. Holds De Gaulle. So Jarek now with a lot to do. He wants to decall. Needs to get DEFCON down. Wants to get off to space. Korean War is probably going to be our hold here, right? Because I don't think we're going to have the ops to take South Korea. So don't we
Yes,
need
I
to hold?
think you're
I think we probably need
correct.
to hold on to the war. I'd like to see Katya get into Pakistan here, or just Afghanistan even. Ooh, gonna
Oh,
jam.
and yes, I think if you're giving China there, you have to put the fourth
Yep.
in because you're showing that you don't have a strong hand.
Yes, no question about it. So good read there by Katya. That Yarek's hand is not good. Maybe Katya has a hand full of red threes, perhaps. Although no, Suez was spaced, and D-stall was blockaded, and we just saw De Gaulle, so maybe not.
She might just have a fistful of fours. I mean, I think most of the fours are still out there.
Yep. And Katya did get 2 4s last turn. She got NTB and Purge.
NTB was this turn, but yes, she got
Oh,
both
sorry.
of
Yes.
the fours that we've seen. Marshall event makes sense. Just block off Europe. Yarrick will not be getting Dom there.
I'm really anxious on the part of Katya to get out of Iran. I really wouldn't. I really don't want to see a big number in Iran cut her off from Western Asia. If that happens, she's getting dominated in Asia the whole game.
Yeah, I agree. And with China gone, I mean, how much you don't have to worry as much about that Pakistan coup at DEFCON 4.
Yep. Yep. And Yarrick has to score Europe. Now Yarrick pretty much has to coup and then decall. Right? You cannot hold
Yeah,
decall through. That's a disaster.
yeah. Although I do think there's a pretty good chance that we see Katja just coup here now.
Yeah.
DEFCON at 3. Although with that roll, she might just want to go back into her run.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think that would actually make more sense.
I don't. Yeah, that's an annoying role for Katya, and so I think it's going to turn into an annoying role for Yarek. I think Katya will want to get right back into Iran rather than coup, which present because and then Yarek has to just decall and give up a nice coup. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yarek, if Yarek had hit one more on that roll, then Katya would just coup back.
Yeah.
Yeah, decall
I mean, so
goes.
you could
No,
decall.
no, no, no.
You
You
could
don't
just
hold decall.
yeah. I think I would have just decalled probably 4 into Africa. Um,
Yeah, decall 4 into Africa. She coups one. You immediately coup back, right?
yeah. I mean, now she retakes Iran and gets it just pops at least 1 into pack. Like there's no way she doesn't have a 2 op.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, defectors is unseen, right? So we can't headline decall next turn unless we also have defectors. We also don't have Asia Dom here because you could have also decalled 1 into Indonesia so that we keep Asia Dom in the headline. But okay, the other add benefit there is that it is the mill op situation. Yarrick picks up 2 on mill ops. Oh, and there's a nice redraw.
but I don't think we're headlining that. I think we're headlining decall,
No,
right?
definitely decall. No question. This is decall's much better than Purge here. We have no ops
Yeah,
after
I
Purge.
agree.
We don't have a good way to punish Katya with Purge if we do headline it. This is just a decall headline. Angola, Nigeria, I don't know, Burma. Could be Burma. Or I guess it has to be Laos and then a coup so that Katya can't dump Asia on Air 1.
Yeah, Lao retakes Dom at least temporarily. I mean, you do have the IP war to swing at India later if you make her fill it. Um,
Yeah, Katya knows about IP war, knows about decall, knows about Korean War. But yeah, we need the ops of Purge to fill up South Korea. Oh, and there's Middle East, so a nice redraw there for Katya as well.
I don't think we needed 1 in Thailand at
No, no,
all.
no, no, no. I would have much preferred if you're gonna put 2 in Southeast Asia. One of those should have been Laos. Now, And especially the headline of a scoring can sometimes suggest that you have another one.
Right. Absolutely. I
Letting
yeah, I
Katya
don't agree
out
with
of
that.
Asia. The one in Burma is fine. One in Burma is fine, but I would have gone one in Burma, one Lao if that was our play.
Right. It doesn't matter if we have one or zero in Thailand. We have plenty of ops to fill Thailand here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Katya saying, do your worst.
Yeah, well, we have to block first, right?
Yeah.
Like this we have to do this one first.
Yep.
And of course, she's referencing yesterday. Yark hit that 1 in 6
Yep.
IP war roll, which kind of swung the game.
Yeah, that was a huge moment because that was a full 10 VP flip on Asia with shuttle
Which,
around.
admittedly, he probably would have won in final without war games, but it did activate war games for him.
Yeah, and yeah, he would have won in final with that unbelievable hand that he had on turn 10. But yeah, it would have been a lot more dramatic without that hit. And we didn't like that
Yeah,
headline. We liked
absolutely.
CMC. But okay, 5-year plan. Yeah, I got to take Algeria. Oh yeah, one Japan. Truman does next to nothing. I'm fine. I'm fine with just the one South Korea.
I mean, why not just put the Korean War in,
Yeah,
right?
that's fine too. Okay. Uh, Yarek worried about a jam of North Korea.
Which I think that makes sense. I wasn't thinking about that, but I mean, if you look at this, like if she jammed, she knows most of these cards. I think if she jammed China card into North Korea, we have nothing to contest it with.
Yeah. And maybe Yarek also worried about a jam into South Korea as well. If we use the war to take South Korea, that could have been a jam into South Korea as well. So Yarek
Yeah,
clearly nervous about his Asian battlegrounds.
yeah. So I mean, I think next is probably IP war. Um, then you could defectors into South Korea, and then you could Korean War into Zaire or something.
Okay. So forget about China. We're going to fill Taiwan here.
Okay,
Try and
she
score
will
shuttle
be
eight, or
able to
excuse me,
get
a
Dom.
Formosan 8 at Asia Dom.
So now we just have to swing and hope, right? One, two.
Yeah. Huge moment in this game, and this time Yarek rolls a 1. Oh, she had it.
Oof.
Wow, that is gutsy. That's a gutsy play. Boy, I think with IP War known in my opponent's hand, Korean War known in my opponent's hand, I think I would have just dumped it when Yarek failed to take Dom
Yeah,
on
that.
his AR1. Oh, God,
Oh,
you got
and
all
she had
three.
Europe. So I mean, that was all or nothing.
Right? If that war hits, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. If the war hits, it would have been 6-6. So still
Okay.
wouldn't have been dominated. But yeah, especially with all three scorings in my hand, I would have wanted to dump Asia. I guess she figured, you know what? I have China. I can fight this off. But
She was right.
yeah, she was right. So good again. Again, Katya spends a lot of ops in Asia. Again, Katya gets an Asia Dom off. But Katya does not fill Mexico, does not fill South Africa. Does not, get into Guatemala, anything like that. So we'll see how much that matters going in here. Southeast Asia, nice scoring for Yarek, but it could be 4. Panama is annoying. Sadat is no problem. Yeah, this is Brezhnev, but Brezhnev is not going to bail us out here. That's a really bad missile
Oh,
envy.
yeah, that sucks. But I mean, you can't play around that. You couldn't headline flower power there just to play around missile envy, right?
No, certainly not. Okay, well, the rolls. That's as ones go. That's a perfectly fine one. And now we have 3 ops with missile envy, so we'll still be able to get, though there at presumably 4 more ops out of Brezhnev.
Yeah.
PCR will be a nice
We
space.
we just have to hope she doesn't take Africa Dom right here, which
Yep.
she does not. So we can drop that for one harmlessly right now.
Okay, that's a break for Jarek after the missile envy. Looked like Jarek was going to be able to get the dom, but that was a big hit on missile envy. Okay, so Jarek now with his terrible hand, but he's got Brezhnev. PCR very important. Okay, that both players hit on their space rolls. Jarek needs Millop, so I guess AI War is going to have to be an event, right? Despite Brezhnev.
Yeah, I mean, you could take some non-battlegrounds in Africa and see if they get cooed, but I don't think she's gonna take the bait there on that one.
Yeah, not with Africa scored.
So that's fine here. I mean, it's whatever. It gives her one op.
Yeah, Sadat's fine. You can maybe even get in. I mean, Middle East is scored. You could get into Israel to prep for Muslims potentially.
Yeah, I mean, everything that you have access to is scored. So I mean, you might as well just fill some. Like OPEC's gone, so it feels bad, but you might as well just fill some Middle Eastern battlegrounds. Like,
Yeah,
what else are you doing?
sometimes that happens with the USSR. They just get stuck filling Middle East battlegrounds while they wait for the US to spread everywhere.
Yeah, and OPEC will come back. Muslim will come back, or Muslim will come around at some point. So it's not worthless, but there's just nothing else for us to do on this board, and we still have 5 ops or something left to play this turn.
Yeah. Interestingly, Yara could have stopped that Asia Dom by just taking Laos and Vietnam before. Didn't have to trigger the war.
Right, that is true. But then, well, we didn't know that she had 2 more scoring cards. So if you do that, the obvious response would just be Afghanistan to
Yep.
retake it.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, you're right.
Which, yeah. Although she couldn't have done that, to be clear, because she had 2 scoring cards in hand and had to play back. But
Yeah.
you can't. We were not expecting that. No
Yeah.
one, no one expected 2 more scorings.
I mean, somebody said when she headlined Middle East, a headline of a scoring might mean she has more. Somebody said that. I don't know who it was. But yes, no one expected her to have 3.
Okay. And she does get to Mexico and Guatemala that turn, so now all is well in Central.
I don't know what any of these words mean. Perhaps our
Uh,
viewers
I,
do.
I feel like I feel like the pho. I think that one might transcend language a little bit.
Yeah.
I have an idea what that one could be.
So is this C5? Because only 2 regions are unscored, but hitting either one of them would be a large.
I like C5. I mean, I don't want to headline Muzz. Suez does nothing. I don't know what else you would do.
Okay, and a hit. That's going to not do as much with us trapped because I think we're just going to see Panama get cooed, right?
Right, but I mean, she could miss. I mean, we've all rolled a 1 within a important coup before, so.
Yep. Well, nope, it's not going to miss. And we have no events with which to fight that. We do have 2 4-ops to jam in there.
Yeah, and I think I would just go ahead and jam
I would.
nuke subs
Yes,
in,
I would. Yeah.
or nuke test ban.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think you start jamming, right?
Right.
Would you just give up the 8? And
presence in South America is only worth 1, right? So
yeah.
who cares about taking a country? So yeah,
Would
just
you
jam Panama.
do 2? Would you take NTB 2 Panama, 1 Colombia?
That could be interesting.
Then if she
can
fixes,
probably,
we get into South America.
yeah. I had not thought of that. I kind of like that play. I guess the question is, if she coups, are you taking Panama or are you trying to coup back? Like which one would you rather have in that scenario?
It depends on the role. That's the luxury I have. If it's a huge role, right? Yeah, I like this play. If it's a huge
I
role,
think this
then
is a
you
good
say,
play.
okay, I'll give you South America, but I have Panama now. Instead of 8, Central America is 3. Saving
Right.
5 EP
And
immediately is not nothing.
And we are the USSR without having seen any access yet. So, okay, and we just get in. So I think you have to take your lumps in Central now, and you just take your consolation South America.
Yep, and I think that's fine with Yarek. And now remember that's not necessarily a signal that Katya's hand is bad. It might be a signal that she doesn't have a higher op red card. Oh,
Or that
okay.
she has
So
something like this.
yep, because Katya remember needed to trigger UN to dodge the three VPs. Also, more important things going on right now, but space very important for both players here.
Yes, absolutely. And this is, yeah, I was gonna say, we know she has that obligation in hand, so she does have to deal with it at some point.
Yep, Yara continues to push with his ops. So that C5 turned out to be enormous.
Yes,
None of
yeah,
this happens
it's gotten
without that
him.
C5.
Yeah, it's gotten him at least 2 battlegrounds in South America already, maybe more. Um, and like I was kind of alluding to earlier, the USA usually is very happy if it's turn 5 and South America is empty because there's so many more cards for them to get in than there are for the Soviets.
Ooh, ABM. Oh, and a miss.
Oof. It does make him give up special, which maybe is not going to matter too much, but it could. It's going to be a while until either of those regions come back.
Oh, and there's OAS. Wow,
Oh,
what a hand from Katya. Katya had Junta, ABM, um, OAS, and Central where she had control. What a hand for Katya. And Kitchen is
and Kitchen for
active,
2 more.
but that's
Yeah, that
important.
was a
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was going to say Katya does not get into Chile. So
correct.
could potentially be cooed out of there here.
And we
And
get
there's Allende.
Allende here.
Yeah. Yep.
We are going to have to give up some painful stuff here. Alliance is already worth 4. It might go down to 3. Kennedy's never fun to give up, especially with South America being the only unscored region and gunman unseen. Voice is obviously unacceptable. The Pope, I think, is going to hurt in Europe.
Yeah. Warsaw's gone too.
Special, at least, is just the regular special. But we have France, so I mean, even that's kind of annoying to
Yeah.
have them pop one into
This is
France.
an uncomfortable. It's going to be an uncomfortable turn for Yarek. Yarek also down 10 VP.
He does like to be down in the mid-war, doesn't he?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a sigh of relief. Katya sensed that wasn't getting better, so she gives up her 4.
Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, if that was not scored there, the coup was 100% going to Argentina, right?
Yep.
So,
And she had no way back in. She was going to get controlled. Like she
yeah.
didn't even have an easy path to getting presents.
No, she didn't. So I like this, and now I like just Angola coup, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yep. Not so just like that. 4 VP for Yarek. Yarek also now rebalances the balance of power shifts in Africa. This should be a space, right? From Katya?
I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I don't see anything pressing on the board that you need to do besides that. Um, oh, well, brush work.
That could have waited, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I get.
Yeah, I think that could have waited. I think that could have waited.
I mean, you're worried about getting Botswana taken on you, I guess. Um, so I can see why. Okay, and there's a space of
And
alliance.
Yark hits.
So Yarek presumably going to hold voice and give Kennedy. Kennedy's not really a problem here with South America getting scored.
Yeah. Oh, and going to self-trap.
Just overprotect. Boy, I'm kind of in the camp where I like trying to create a problem rather than prevent problems when I self trap. Yarek can't really do anything about this.
No, he can't.
And I would have liked to get one in Chile with one of those ops.
Yeah.
To potentially set up realigns for later in the game.
So now we know she probably has at least one more problem, or she wouldn't have self-trapped there, because Libs was kind of harmless.
Yeah.
So now I kind of hate. I mean, I don't think we don't have a choice, but giving Kennedy here is very sad. Um, I feel like pretty good chance we'll see Gunman
Yes,
go away.
very likely Katya has gunmen. Actually, oh no, no, never mind. That was last turn. That was last turn. Katya used what we will bury you, because if she had not, that would have been that would have been a big problem for her to use
Yeah,
UN on something other than gunmen. Obviously, that was last turn
yeah.
though.
So Europe does not look too bad with pulling back at 1-6. I don't mind. The Pope is not that painful here.
Yeah,
I'm going to put both of these into France, I think.
yeah, but boy, France is kind of jacked up there for teardown. It's just sitting there. 5 blue
Yeah,
influence in there. It's completely surrounded, so realigns to be a +4. Teardown is a huge flip of Europe domination, so it's going to be critical who draws that in the late war.
yeah. And there's nothing to be done about that for him at this point, even if he flipped Algeria somehow, which doesn't look super likely.
Ooh, and Katya does event one small step, so now Katya with headline peak.
Interesting.
Yarrick will be able to space VOA next turn, barring a purge. Yeah, and no surprise there. Should this just be 3
There
Israel?
goes that one. I think 3 Israel makes all the sense in the world. I don't know what else you would do with it. I guess you could protect Chile from a jam, but I think 3 Israel makes sense.
Botswana also makes sense. But yeah, 3 in a battleground. Israel's going to be an important country. I like. Okay, fine. Yeah, overprotecting is good.
Have we seen CRG? I don't remember. If we haven't seen
No,
CRG,
I don't think we have.
yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. So who would you rather be right now here, if we can see the board again? Um, Probably Katya,
I
right?
think I'd rather be Katya. Katya's ahead in the Middle East, ahead in Asia, has control of Central, and yeah, down a battleground in Europe, but there's no chance Yarrick's getting Dom, and a teardown fixes that. Warsaw's gone, Pope's evented, so we have lots of room to grow in Europe. Yeah, behind in Africa, behind in South America, and of course, there it is. Africa is the one scoring is the scoring that comes back. But some problems here for Yarrick.
So how crazy would it be here with a little prep? We need to do a little prep for it, but just 5-year plan voice and space G this turn or Camp David or
Yeah,
something.
CRG's is worse than
Because
voice right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
because if we get one more in Nigeria, voice moving us completely from anywhere, so it's only a minus play to 5-year plan voice.
yep. I don't mind that at all. We also might not. We also might want to event salt depending on what gets in the discard. Um, so could potentially hold both, but I don't want to hold them to the late war, so never mind. Oh boy, nuke subs. All
Okay.
right, well we're just that makes our decision easy. Oh, whoa, that's
Oh
a really
no.
bad one.
I mean, I would just take it on Tunisia, right? So I mean, now you just have to drop it for 1 instead of 4 because you're
Yeah,
losing it AR1.
that is a horrific one. Yeah,
Wow, that's a 3
huge,
VP1.
huge miss.
I wasn't, and Yarrick probably wasn't even considering the fact that you would not end up with that country. Like that is just, ugh.
Yep, and Katja says, "Well, I'm just going to take my cruise in Africa anyway because this is my chance to really remake the region." Yarrick only gets 1 there, and this is going to be another region. There's now another region where Katya is ahead. Is Katya now ahead in Asia, Middle East, Africa, Central, down in Europe, but with a great path to get back, and no real path for Yarrick to get Dom. And South America is Yarrick's best region.
Yeah.
He needs that
She also
scoring,
has the
and
China.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, South
She
America is the
also
best
has.
region, and yeah, Middle East not so good for Yarrick. So yeah, this is OPEC South America war games, OPEC space war games. Yarrick's he's got to be thinking about war games, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Okay, nice to see Europe at least come before it can switch back to Dom, but I think either War Games or DEF CON, and DEF CON's tough. I mean, Ortega is active and unspaceable, but We Will Bury You is gone. And Gunman is in the deck somewhere.
Yeah.
And York did just space voice, maybe assuming there's going to be its CRG just isn't going to matter that much, maybe.
It does matter though. In Southeast Asia, it matters a lot. I really don't want to give. Yeah, no, we have to do a ton of prep.
Yeah,
We have 7 countries in Asia. Just taking Afghanistan is 8. Now with CRG, you're giving access there to for Kachi to do a bunch of bad stuff.
that's true. I mean, we can 5-year plan it. Um, so then again, it's only -1. I don't like giving her access. Though
Yeah.
you could minimize it. And I would get 5-year plan out of my hand. I hate holding 5-year plan as the USSR. So much DEF CON.
Yeah, I don't like holding it. I don't like holding 5 years plan to the mid war, honestly. But yeah, even in the late, but especially not in the late war. Yeah. So yeah, if you 5-year plan voice, you could lose a battleground in South America, which is really really bad. Okay, well, forget about what I said because now Katya has access to all of that bad stuff anyway. I think it's just a one-off repair of each. Yeah, losing Thailand is very bad, but I think you would take China here because you're dominated in Asia regardless.
Yeah. And I mean, it ends up being you lose one battleground, but she doesn't gain any battlegrounds because she loses Taiwan.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
And DEF CON still is at 3. So I mean, if she flips it, it could salt and realign.
Okay, that's the China flip there is a little weird. That is a play that suggests she was going to have to play China anyway. And
Yeah, I
so
agree. I kind of like salting here. Salt for something, and then you've got some +2 realigns on Thailand. She has to.
yeah. Yeah, I like well no because then France gets realigned immediately. So
Oh, you're right. You're
absolutely
right.
not. Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
that's fair. You're right. That's correct.
Yeah, you could coup and then salt, get DEFCON to 4 and then realign, but then yeah, and I also don't know what you pick up. Right? What are we picking up? Che?
Yeah, it is turn 7, and we haven't seen anything amazing.
So now like those Southeast Asian countries are not nearly as important. Now that we've
No,
lost Thailand.
you, right. Asia's now just lost
Yeah.
um,
So
for the
now
foreseeable
CRG
future.
is not that big a deal, although getting realigned out of Nigeria would really suck. Even
Right,
with, but after you scored.
Nuke Subs is active, so I mean she could just coup Nigeria too.
That's true. That's true. Katya has just took the one Zaire coup, and that was it.
Right.
Obviously, Katya was not expecting Africa to be redrawn immediately. This has the look of a game that's going to final, though. I would have taken a coup in Africa
Yeah.
over that. I don't understand why that was so important. I guess brush.
Yeah, I mean, and actually that like what? Like is that 10 countries in Asia? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I don't think that was super important. This is in
Why was
wow.
that not taken in South America? I guess realigns.
That's right, but I mean, make him realign with the 4. I mean, she rolled a 2, so in the end, good choice. But I was also thinking the exact same thing that I'd probably spend a 4 in South America, try and get something going there.
Yeah. I mean, evening up South America would be huge. Just getting Venezuela to 2-0, then even if you get realigned, you can maybe get back in. If I had if I had a 2-op, I sure coup in Africa. But if you had a big 4-op, like yeah, I would take a swing at South America. Evening that up and taking away Yarek's only positive scoring would be huge, even if it's temporary.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think I would have played China into like, I don't know, Afghanistan and something else. just protect my countries, maybe rather, and then you third it back. I really want to have China as Katya here. Like I don't.
But you couldn't do that because
This
then you
board
lose
looks very
Dom
good.
with Formosan. That's the issue.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, she would still have the fake shuttle dome. Oh,
Yeah.
she had Nixon anyway, so she gets China back. Okay, never mind. She does end up with the China card.
Oh boy, and what a hand here for Yarek. So he picks up Central to potentially dump with 5-year plan, and he gets South, his only remaining good scoring, along with Purge.
Yeah, this looks like a purge headline to me. And then are you just gonna maybe try a glass coup on Argentina control?
Yeah, maybe. Oh boy. Well, that's not going into South America. Well, that's a one anyway.
I've seen that one before.
Yep, gonna take the Glasnost coup. It looks. I think yeah. Well, there's another one. So fair rolls.
I think that was Katya's fourth power card this game, and they have been very in.
Yeah, Katja got Junta, but it didn't end up doing much because Yarek had so many ops it just overpowered her.
Yeah, her ABM in Venezuela, she didn't roll enough, so we just took back Venezuela
Yep.
and two failed brushes on Angola.
Yep. So Yarek gets his Dom off. I was when you suggested the coup, I mean it made sense. I don't know though, man. Yarek needs to be thinking about war games here, right? I might have taken the two VPs of an inactive Glasnost and hoped to draw war games next turn. Like that, it's so right. We are so behind on this board.
Well, if we hit that coup, it was worth three. So then we are in war games. Well, we're not quite in war games, but with Pershing, we could get into war games this turn.
Yeah, but that's a 1/3 chance of hitting the coup. Glasnost could be two VPs guaranteed, and then yeah, you have to give up a coup in Africa, presumably, which sucks.
But it's scored, so
Yeah,
whatever.
it scored, and again, this board is from where I'm standing. This board is hopeless, right? Isn't it? I mean, you're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's hopeless. Is Fidel around? Fidel's around, right?
Fidel's around. It got UN on that We Will Bury You turn.
So plot out a path here for Yarek without war games. Um, IP war, successful IP war. Fidel, fill up Israel. Also, neither player is spacing here. Yarek obviously can't, unless he wants to space Pershing, which would be really weird. I think I'd probably rather just take my one VP. Yep, take Israel. Okay. Yarek making progress on this board, but Yarek needs to flip, I think, two more battlegrounds here and avoid. He's got to dodge teardown.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely needs to dodge teardown. Although this
That helps a little. I would have
a
absolutely taken
little
two out of France.
agreed. I don't think we need to overprotect Israel with it. Um, because then just one bad roll and she wouldn't have enough influence to take it back.
Right.
Um, although maybe he's going to take one out with Pershing as well.
Well, I would.
But I mean,
Same deal, right? Then you don't even need a bad roll.
yeah. Okay, that's fine. Who cares about that?
Pershing's certainly an
So yeah,
event.
Pershing an event, and then 5-year plan. I like that Thailand jam that he was thinking about for a minute.
Yeah. Or if Katya overprotects Thailand, India is fine too.
Yep. So yeah, you're right. This is not as over on the board as I thought.
Well, that
Okay,
that
well there
hurts.
goes. Yeah.
We needed that one. Even though the war misses, that hurts. And I would be taken out of France
Again,
here.
yep, I agree. I 100% agree. I don't care about the Mediterranean countries like France, Italy, and I don't know, the UK or wherever. I don't care where the third one comes from, but France and Italy, I think, needed to happen. As far as Marine barracks bombings goes, that's pretty painless.
Yeah. This will just go back into Iran. I wonder if maybe 5-year plan jams Iran. Gets you access to Pakistan, takes Middle East Dom back. That's right. She's purged.
Oh,
She's purged.
yeah. So
We weren't even thinking about that.
that is actually quite painful then.
This purge hasn't hurt. It didn't hurt Katya particularly badly, but yes, that was really bad.
Okay,
Losing Iran like
now
that.
things are starting to look pretty good for Yarrick, I would say. He's got Middle East Dom. He does need to do something about Asia, but if he can dodge teardown, like he starts to look pretty okay here.
Yeah, losing Iran very bad. Now here we go, turn 9. Does Yarrick pick up war games? He does not, but he gets more good stuff. He gets Junta. Sad to see Ortega.
Correct.
And
Ortega.
Argentina is overprotected, so Iron Lady cannot flip it. Middle East scoring. This is the perfect time for Middle East to come out. USJ is
Yeah,
free.
took its time. USJ costs nothing. I mean, you could even event it and then jam into Japan, and that creates a problem right then.
Yeah.
NATO is not really a problem. Brush is gone, so we're never going to brush Italy. Special is gone again, so it's not coming back.
Chernobyl. What is Chernobyl going to do? I wonder if this is Middle East. In which case, Katya's going to be very sad.
Yeah, if she has teardown Europe, makes sense.
But do we need?
Although I think you would need
she
at
needs
least one more
boatload of ops, and it is Central. Okay, so Katya wants to make sure she maintains her control of Central.
Yeah. I kind of think I would have still tried this on Panama, but
Big 4 up
okay,
to in Nigeria.
So I think Yarrick's hoping here that she's not going to overprotect, and then he can get the cheeky little Iron Lady flip on Argentina. Does that sound right to you?
Yep, that looks exactly like what he wants to do. And he flips over Africa.
Yeah, so I mean now. Whoa.
Katya too good a player for that. And she stops Middle East. Oh, and Yarrick only gets 1, but he knows it's not getting better.
Yeah. Well, he could take the Gulf states. That's huge.
Yeah, huge miss there. Yarrick again, the lower seed. So he must. He obviously didn't have war games, but he needs to get to 7 if he wants to win war games.
What would you space here? You're clearly spacing one of these. Spacing Muslim or NATO.
I was thinking AWACS for VP purposes. NATO is just a special issue.
But I think special already got seen again. I think we saw that in the.
Yeah, I think I like space and AWACS because Muslims is around.
Yeah.
I don't like that play. I don't like because again, it's a 3-op that can be answered with a 1.
Right.
Huge space roll coming up for Yarrick.
He misses.
He misses, and he spaces on your lady. So yeah, doesn't want to give up the VPs. Doesn't want to give up the 1 VP. And probably figures he doesn't need Muslims, or he can just hold AWACS.
Right. I mean, Muslim probably wouldn't end up doing a ton here anyway. Like they're both overprotected, so you empty them out.
It does flip Libya.
True. Right now, it would flip it Libya. That's correct. But you have to. There's only one hand left to have, so you have to draw it.
Yeah. And also doesn't affect Dom.
Right, because we have Dom again now that Shuttle's gone.
Yeah. So Katya needs Asia. Katya needs Asia to come.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's
I
right.
mean, that purge really
I think
turned
that's right.
things. Middle East flipping and then coming at the exact right time for Yarek. South America coming at the exact right time for Yarek. Africa comes. Yarek only gets
Cen-
one out of it, but that could have been so much worse for him.
Central just getting 5-year planned away, which I would not have held 5-year plan there. Well done by Yarrick to get out of there.
Yeah, that worked out very well for him. Okay, D-stall. I think that takes 4 non-battlegrounds in Central for me. Right? You got a better use of
Yeah,
it?
I don't care. I don't care about it in Africa. Asia is full. Middle East is full. Like, yeah, let's take that.
I
I
like El
guess
Salvador,
if you wanted,
Nicaragua,
you could.
Haiti, DR right now with this.
That seems fine to me. I guess you could put back into Europe as well. Like you could go to Romania, to Bulgaria, whatever kind of deal. But I think this makes more sense.
You're already down countries 5-4. Canada can be. I don't like the Europe play. This is fine.
Yeah, I think I would have done El Salvador over Tunisia, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. Because I mean that turns off Central. Like Central's now 3 VP until we fight in it for a while.
Yeah, and if it had been El Salvador, Central would need 2 coups to straighten it out.
And I mean we could just NATO jam Mexico if we want.
Yeah, I
Although
like
maybe
that.
maybe I suspect we're holding NATO at this point. We're just going to give AWACS here, maybe, or maybe we're going to hold AWACS
I'd
and
rather
see if
hold
we can space it
AWACS.
next turn. Yeah, yeah. That's something turn 10 you can give it if you have to, but
Oh, and there's a VP for cultural. Kachi really didn't have any
okay.
choice though.
Yeah, in war games.
So this is a good example of we were talking about why Yarek was in. Oh Jesus, decall. Um, Yarek was in really bad shape. We were like, he's only got one positive region, and what's he gonna do? What's his path? Now Yarek has stopped control in Central. He's regained Dom in Africa. He's picked up a Dom in the Middle East, where he was behind before. And Europe's still looking fine for him. He just needs to dodge teardown for one more turn. And this is a nice hand. It does have Asia in it, though. But this should be good enough, I think.
Yeah. Ames is great. I mean,
This has to be ABM, though, right? You're just ABM cooing Thailand, flipping it over, and then Asia's even.
yeah.
We need a huge roll. We need
Although
a
now you
monster
now you
roll.
really have to hit it.
Oh, terrible pickup. Now that has to be sent
Um,
back.
has to be sent back, and you just have to put both grain ops into Thailand, right?
Yep. But then we get a
And
coup.
then we'll.
We can just take a nice big 4-op coup, right? Of Panama.
Yep, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm sure Katya would have liked to flip over Africa.
But
Potential 8
yeah,
VP
you
swing
can't
there.
lose Asia. You
No.
can't lose Asia.
No, Katya has to put both these into Thailand. There's no.
I will say, Justin, one thing we overlooked a little with this Portugal play, it did give him some teardown protection. It's still a bad roll, but that's, you know, a little bit of protection if teardown did come.
I guess it's 2. It's +2 instead of +4. So you're right. That's not
Yeah,
nothing.
because she would have to get 9 out with teardown. At +2, that's not guaranteed. I don't think you need to do this. Do you need to do that? Do you need to UN that one?
Well, he's going to give special. Special's unspaceable. So you could have given special first, and then you could have UN solidarity, I guess.
Right. Although I guess you really did want that big 4-op coup. So,
Oh, well, that's going to do it for
oh,
that.
well, yeah, he just wins.
That'll be it. So GG.
Yeah,
We won't
yeah,
even get to
GG. I
final.
mean, he was going to win this in final anyway, right? Well, yes.
If Katya, I mean, Katya had Fidel, which she was going to have to
Yeah,
give. Fidel's is a nightmare for her. Um,
yeah,
I mean, that was yeah. If you take gunman out of that hand and put in, lads or something, that's a terrible hand, and she's still going to lose. Even
right.
with a Star Wars for VOA, I think.
Star Wars for VO, I know make it close, but the fact you can remove, like, yeah, even if she wasn't, if you take out Star Wars there, and then she's still not losing on DEF CON, I think she's still
Yeah,
game.
and she missed her space roll, so that's it. So yeah, Yarrick is going to win this one, and Yarrick's going to advance.
Yeah, congrats to Yark. Two good games, two interesting games. Two games where it looked like Yark was going to lose, honestly, and he clawed his way back in.
Yep, and a good reminder to kind of just play to the final whistle. That these games
Yeah, I
just
mean,
don't
this
get
game,
decided
he
on
got,
turn one.
this game he got zero power cards. He got zero power cards. He just kind of fought his way in.
Yeah, C5 turned out to be so unbelievably huge. Like that arguably decided the game. Right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
C5, he didn't actually get anything in Central, but he got South America domination. And whereas he would have had no means of even contesting South America. Right? He got Allende, I guess.
this would have been actually quite close in final here, I think. South is 5, Africa, Middle East is 4, versus Asia is 6, and South America is 8. So I think it's like pretty close to tied on the board.
Yeah, South America. Yeah, five. So 9, 12, 12 for Yarrick. But Central and Asia, Central's 8 and Asia's 6. So that's more, right?
Isn't Central 7 since he has
That's right.
present?
Central 7, Asia 6, so that's 13. South is 5, Africa 4, Middle East 3. So
Isn't
that's
it? Isn't it
12.
4? Because
Oh
it's
yes,
you
4.
get 2 for the
Sorry.
yeah.
I don't know how to count. Yes. So
So I think it's 13 to 13. So Yark is up 2 with the VP on the board and the China card.
yeah. And so gunman, so if the last play had been what? Garden variety 2 op, or I probably need
You probably would have needed a decent turn 7, which she obviously didn't have. But
yeah, I think you probably would have needed a 4 op to break 2 battlegrounds or maybe take Afghanistan and poke something.
yeah,
Because a tie would have been good enough.
yeah. So congrats to Yark. He moves on to play Shazan in the next round of the playoffs. So good luck to both of them.
Yeah, that'll be a fun series to watch. And we'll have more ITSL playoffs for you right here on Action Round Zero coming up. And as soon as we can get them on the air for you. But until then, that's going to do it for this one. An exciting win for Yarrick. Turn 10 DEF CON. Probably has it in final, but again, it depends on what that last card would have been. JR, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I think we said it all. Like you said, I think those are two great games to show where you feel like you're losing bad, but keep playing, keep chipping away, and you can really swing it sometimes.
Yep. No question about it. All right. That's going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle today. Thank you to Jarek and Katya for sending over the videos. Thank you to J.R. Jones for joining me on commentary. Thank you to Anton Scott for keeping us online and on the air. Thanks most of all to you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it home to you. But until next time, for J.R. Jones, Anton Scott, this is Justin Abramson signing off for now. That was fun, but now it's done.
I heard a young father, a very prominent young man in the entertainment world, addressing a tremendous gathering in California. It was during the time of the Cold War, and communism and our own way of life were very much on people's minds, and he was speaking to that subject. And suddenly, though, I heard him say, "I love my little girls more than anything," and I said to myself, "Oh no, you don't say that." But I had underestimated him. He went on, "I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing in God." And thereby remove yourself from the struggle between right and wrong.